Okay, so let's continue on with a little bit of practice about parallel lines and transversals and their angles. Okay, so it says lines A and B are parallel lines, and it's been cut by a transversal. Okay, so a little bit of the same of what we were doing with the last video, right? And parallel lines and transversals. Okay, so let's read question 1. Angle 3 and angle 6, so these two angles that we're working with, right, are examples of which type of angle pair. So let's see. First thing I want to notice, are they interior or exterior? So if I draw that little rectangle again, right? Now if I draw that rectangle, are they on the inside of that rectangular box or the outside? Well, it looks like they're on the inside. Okay, so they're going to be interior angles. So we can cross out this one because it says exterior. Now, are they alternate interior angles? Now remember, alternate, I want you to think of opposite. So if angle 3 is right here, well, the opposite side, the complete opposite would be angle 6. So yes, they are alternate interior angles. Okay. So angle 1 and angle 5 are examples of which type of angle pair. Now, let's see. So we're looking at angle 1 and angle 5. So if I were to go back to the last video, right, I would see that they are in matching corners, right, because they create the same exact angle. Look, right? These are the same angle. Okay, so since they're matching corners, that means they are going to be corresponding angles. Okay? So now, question number 3 says, angle 6 and angle 7, okay, so now we're dealing with 6 and 7, are examples of which type of angle pair. Now, I notice that these two angles are opposite from each other. And if I go back to my definitions, I'll see that opposite angles formed by an intersecting line, this transversal. Again, remember, intersecting means that it cuts through, right? Like, think of an intersection at traffic, right? You have some people going this way, some people going that way, and then people going up and down, okay? So it's intersecting that traffic. So angles that are opposite from each other and formed by an intersecting line are vertical angles, okay? Is that. Question 4. Which of the following angles would not be congruent? Okay, not be congruent to the measure of angle 7. Now, let's go to angle 7 right here. Now, I want an angle that won't be congruent. Okay, so far we've only talked about two things. Either the angle will be congruent or it'll be supplementary. Now, if I can't have it to be congruent, I don't want it to be congruent, that means it'll be supplementary, right? And again, what does supplementary mean? 180 degrees. Remember that flat line, okay? A flat line will equal 180. Now, if I start at angle 7 and I create a flat line, what other angle along with angle 7 would help create that flat line? Angle 8, okay? So, answer to question 4 would be angle 8. Because remember, you're looking for something that makes it supplementary, right? Okay. So, which of the following is an example of corresponding angles? Now, remember, corresponding angles are matching corners, right? Angles that look exactly alike. Okay. So, let's see, 8 and 4, right? So, let's look at 8 and 4. Now, are these matching corners? Well, I mean, I would surely say so, right? Because look, we're looking for corresponding angles. And are these two angles matching? Yes, they are. Are they on the same side of that transversal? Yes, they are. So they are corresponding angles. There you go. Now, which of the following is not an example of supplementary angles? Now, remember, supplementary angles will equal 180 degrees. So they're asking which angle doesn't create 180 degrees. So let's find out. So the first answer choice is 7 and 8. Well, angle 7 and angle 8 make that straight line right there, don't they? So again, a straight line is supplementary. It is 180. So this cannot be correct. Okay. The second answer choice was 2 and 3. All right. Well, 2 is right here and 3 is right here. They are what? Opposite away from each other. And they're vertical, right? Because they're on opposite sides of the transversal and they're opposite from each other, right? So if they are vertical lines, that means they are congruent. If they're congruent, that means they can't be supplementary. So it means our answer will be B. Okay. So now let's do a little bit of math. If the angle, or excuse me, if the measurement of angle 7 is 115, find the measurement of angle 2. Okay, so if the measurement of angle 7 right here, okay, if that is 115, let's look at this, angle 2. Now, what do I notice? First thing, are they interior or exterior? Well, they're not inside this imaginary box, so, okay, since they're not inside that imaginary box, they're not going to be interior, which means they would be exterior, right? Because they're on the outside. So, now, what do we notice about it? Are they alternate from each other? Are they opposite from each other? Yeah, right? They're on opposite sides of the exterior angle, right? Because they're split by this thing called the transversal, remember? So, that would make this an alternate exterior angle. Now, if you remember back to your notes, alternate exterior angles are congruent, meaning they are the same. So if one angle right here, angle angle 7 is 115, if it's congruent to angle 2, well, it's going to equal 115. Okay? Again, because those two angles are congruent because they're alternate exterior angles, right? So if the measurement of angle 5 is 63, find the measurement of angle 3. So angle 5 is, let's see, 63. Okay? So angle 5, 63. And they're trying to find the angle, the measurement of this angle, angle 3. Now, we haven't really learned about those, right? Because they're both interior, but they're not on opposite sides, okay? So, whenever they're on the same side of the transversal, okay? So again, this transversal is this line that intersects or cuts in between these two parallel lines. If they are interior corresponding angles, right? And by that, I mean if they are on the same side of the transversal and they're interior, they're going to be supplementary, okay? So angle 3 and angle 5 will equal 180 degrees because they're supplementary, okay? So angle 5 plus angle 3 will equal 180. Now what does angle 5 equal? 63 degrees. Plus angle 3, we don't know what angle 3 is, and whenever we don't know something in math, that is our variable. So we'll label it x equals 180. Now, I want to get this x by itself. I want to solve for that missing variable. So what do? I need to get this 63 out of it. How do I do that? I subtract 63 from both sides. So now 63 minus 63, those cancel out because that'll equal 0. So now we're left with x equals 180 minus 63, 7, here's 10, 7, 1, and 1, okay? So you would be left with 117. So the measurement of angle 3 equals 117. Okay, so I want you to try question 9 on your own. Okay, pause the video real quick, and I'll go ahead and put in that answer. Okay? So, the measurement of angle 6 would be 123 degrees. Okay? I'll go ahead and scroll through these if you need to see it real quick. All right, guys. Message me with any questions you have, okay?